I wanted to watch the Shakk X 416 Entertainment interview because shout out 416 Entertainment. He's been getting the big dogs. He's got Quasi coming up. Uh Quasi and Astro Kid J, I believe. But I want to listen to Shaq talk. Product of the times, EVB, making music for algorithms, not for people. So I don't blame anybody in particular. Yeah, no, that's true. It is true. Like, there's certain times where it's like you gotta do what you gotta do to make it, and if this is how you get your start, like I know, like Taji's, for example, is an artist who actually sent me this. Um, he got to start doing like nerdcore shit, like literally just making like anime songs, and now he's trying to like navigate like breaking out of that bubble and whatever. But through that nerdcore shit, he developed an audience. So realistically, like building that foundation with an audience is like step one, and then step two is develop your own shit. You know. But anyways, I want to watch the Shaq Diesel interview mostly because I haven't heard Shaq talk other than on his own platform with no mic and no production value at all um, in a bit. So I want to see I want to see what, especially I haven't watched a full 416 interview ever. I don't think, and I want to see the where the levels are at. Am I muted? What the fuck?
The, he was like the SV.
All right. Um, I'm assuming he has a song here that then got copyrighted, so then he muted
Talk to me
it.
about your early beginnings.
Okay. Let's just let it play.
In the music industry. How did you first get into it?
All right, so my cousin knows a guy named Corey Litwin, and Corey's much older than me. So they lived in, I don't know where, they went to Western. Where's that? London, Ontario? Yeah, so they went to Western. Boom. Corey comes to Toronto, and my cousin tells Corey, like, "Hey, bro, link my little cousin, like, go bring him around, whatever, whatever." I gotta be at least like 10 years younger than Corey, I think, yeah. So I started going to the club with him and stuff, and he's just doing like cool club nights, and we're partying and shit together. And then he started doing like celebrity club nights, and he started like booking talent and stuff. And then like, I think the first notable shit was like he booked Party Next Door, and I was like, damn, this guy's no, actually, sorry. Before Party, he started hanging around Roy Woods, and I was a big ass fan
Shut up, B Town.
of Roy early, like super fan, and yeah, good to hang around Roy. I was listening to a bunch of unreleased music, and then not too long after met Party, and it was just like, yeah, the peak of music. Before that, obviously, I knew Killy. Like I've known Killy since before he was Killy, when his name was like Hood Hokage, and then there was Come Down, there was Smoke Dog, rest in peace. There's Ram Riddles. There's, yeah, just it goes on and on. So yeah, I kind of was just around music all the time, but I never.
I like the two camera setup 416 got. I'm not gonna lie. I like the two cam. He got that little switch around.
Really knew exactly what I wanted to do until I just like watched Corey like build this. I don't know. He was building something. Like he was around all the celebrities all the time, and then he started like a grill company, and he was making grills for people, and that was getting him around people more. And just he was just using that as like just like an easy way in. So I started picking up from him, and like I was the weed guy. Weed was illegal back then. I always had weed. So I would bring my weed in the party.
Just Shaq casually saying, "Yeah, no, I was a drug dealer essentially." Like, obviously it's weed, bro. Like, fucking who gives a shit? But like, just the most casual way to say you were technically a drug dealer.
And I'd be with a lot of the OVO guys, and then I'd give them shit if they wanted to, and then I ended up just like being the plug for a lot of them, just giving them free shit. And I eventually learned that I want to be on the business side. I don't want to rap or anything. And I got into management. I guess that was the first thing.
I bet. So then tell me about like the first moment that you were like, oh shit, like I can actually go far with this and like take it seriously as a career.
I think.
By the way, everything so far I think I've known about Shakk. Like, I'm still so proud. Like, bro, when I made this fucking Shakk Diesel video back in 2022, this was peak. Cause this is what kind of who the is Shakk Diesel. Shakk Diesel is an A&R manager who I would describe as one of the most bro. Look how fucking youthful I am. Full of fucking hope in the world. Doesn't know a single thing about politics. People in the city of Toronto when it comes to music. Shakk, a high school dropout, started in music back in 2015 when he met Murda Beats' manager, Corey Litwin. Shakk got to hang around Corey while he was promoting at clubs and meeting up-and-coming artists at the time, like Party Next Door. Shakk essentially studied how Corey Litwin built up Murda Beats and then tried it out for himself. The first artist Shakk ever got the chance to work with was Top 5, a Toronto rapper who's best known for getting a Drake shoutout on his song Grammys with Future. Shakk ended up working his ass off at minimum wage jobs that he'd always lose after calling. Anyway, that I this is all stuff that's like surface level knowledge.
Figured that out kind of early, but I'm trying to think what's like a decent moment where I felt like this was a movie. I think it was my first trip to New York. So I went with PZ. Shout out PZ, realest ever. So PZ brought me to New York, and he brought Top 5 as well. And we went to Atlantic Records, and we met Orlando Warrenberg, and he at the time was like the SVP of A&R at Atlantic. And so we walk into the smoking room over there, is what they called it, where they play the music and stuff. And PNB Rock's sitting in there. Mind you, none of us know who he is. So whatever, we intro each other, and he plays Going Through the Motions before it came out. I think he dropped it in 2017 or something. So his music is incredible. We're at Atlantic, we're talking all this inspirational stuff. And then I went home. That was my first ever time being in America. And then that was 2016. And then maybe a couple months later, it was Orlando's birthday. I went back and it was like A Boogie there, like every big celebrity you can think of, all at one party. And I was like, damn, I can actually get around this shit. Like, I used to see all these guys on TV and on YouTube, whatever, and it's like, I'm here now. So I kind of just, from then on, I was just like, I'm just gonna keep traveling and keep trying to figure this shit out. So, yeah, I would say that. First trip to New York.
All right, talk to me about how Diesel Collective was formed. How did you come up with that idea? And what was like your initial like vision for it?
I want to see if he mentions the Diesel House, because I asked A Walker about that, and I got some cool shit about Chromaz and whatever. I don't know, like, that's something that I feel like there's so much shit that I don't even know about the scene, because it was just before my time or whatever. But there's probably like so many different stories from people who are probably like older than the current generation of the scene that just they don't know about, right? Like, I didn't even know about the Diesel House or whatever until I was prepping for my interview with A Walker, and Playmore asked about it, or had him bring it up or whatever. But that's something I want to ask Shakk about, is like there's like the peak of like Toronto drill, and then there's like what's currently going on, which kind of started, I feel like, in 2022, at least from like my perspective. So there's like a gap between like 2019 and 2022 that like it's like uncharted territory. I want to know what happened when there was like pretty much like COVID times. Like what's the scene like? And even before that, like what the actual first Toronto drill scene was like. Like
Honestly, I was heavily influenced by what OVO was doing at the start. It was like the coolest movement ever.
Not gonna lie, I was doing my research about you. I saw some really old photos of you flipped up with it and stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, like they, strangely enough, like meeting those guys, I just would just like go around, like I would know some of them, but then like I don't know, like OVO Ryan, I met him, but just like walking up to him outside the OVO store, and he's like, "Yo, you want to go smoke?" And then like after that we were just cool, and then I met the rest of them. I was studying Oliver El Khatib, was studying everything he was doing. He was like fascinating as fuck to me. So it's just a movement. I could tell that like everybody as a fan was just, it was cool to see all these guys walking around together with like these owl sweaters on, like matching clothes and shit, and just how they moved was super cool. So I just like, fuck it, that's the blueprint. Like, and I'm from Toronto too, like I'm gonna try to take as much as I can from it, but do it in my own way. And yeah, I did it on the scale that I could put it on.
Alright. And then, you know, being both a manager and an A&R within your collective, how do you kind of balance the creative side with the business, the marketing, as well as like the organizational responsibilities of being in this collective and being the head of it?
Actually, this is a good story. The only time I've ever sent an email for anything was trying to be a part of like the Diesel Collective and whatever, and that's how I got my first. I had my first call with Shakk through that. I've only had a few calls with Shakk. I'm not like I'm not saying like I know Shakk, but like I have at least what his number was. But like again, it was like at a time where I didn't have any vision of what I could do in the music industry. It was more so like, bro, like I was just I felt like I felt ass backwards into this shit, and it's taken me a while to figure out what I want to do with it. I loved creating videos, and I had been creating videos for years, or creating content for years. And all of a sudden, it was like, oh, all of a sudden, I'm meeting all these people, and I'm like, what the fuck do I do with this? And I tried to, like, fake it as much as I could. Let's be real. I've faked a lot of this shit. But now it's like I have a clear vision of where I want to go and what I want to do with these things, and I have a clear foundation as well. I would love. I don't know. I gotta hit up Shakk at some point and be like, yo, this is what's actually going on. My brain developed. That's probably part of it as well. But like, there's actually like, especially seeing what he's doing with Bandity and like what Jay is doing, even Dollar Sign Jay, like, bro, that Pick Crew group, I did not even think. Like, I thought it was Gabe Rector and his friends. I'm not gonna lie. And which it was. But, bro, seeing what, like, Jay's been doing, what Saint's been doing. I mean, Amir's been he left. He's gone. R.I.P. Hot Dog Man. But, like, at the same time, like, bro, like, seeing these people fucking, like, they're doing shit. And I'm like, okay, there is an actual, like, real scene of creatives in this fucking city. It's almost bound to happen. Bro, I'm so tempted to call Amir, but I'm pretty sure he's in Morocco. Like, this guy's just on the most random side quests right now.
Delegating. I don't do everything. I do as much as I can.
Sorry, I missed this question.
Being both a manager and an A&R within your collective, how do you kind of balance the creative side with the business, the marketing, as well as like the organizational responsibilities of being in this collective and being the head of it?
Delegating. I don't do everything. I do as much as I can, because honestly, it's all like, it's just like muscle memory. It's like second nature. You hear a song, you can kind of see the music video in your head. You can kind of picture it, or you hear a beat, you can kind of picture of who can rap on it, or you're listening to a loop, you can kind of think of, yo, that drum can go there, that sound, maybe you can move that over. So I don't know, that stuff is just like second nature. But yeah, definitely like building a team. I kind of built backwards. So like I built everything by myself, and then I started needing a team. I'm like, you can't do this shit by yourself. So I'm still always looking for more people to work with.
Yo, you mentioned delegating, and a certain amount of loyalty and trust comes with that, especially with something you start.
Absolutely.
How do you find people, and like how do you like kind of like see into people and know that I can trust them doing this certain task and doing this while you're seeing the other man's like, oh, like not at this moment or shit.
Like,
this is a fucking great question.
At this point, once again, it's just like muscle memory. You talk to someone and you look at their profile and you kind of see their mannerisms and how they're messaging you. Like most of the people that I work with, like I'm trying to put this in a way that like doesn't sound arrogant. Like it took them a while to get a hold of me, like not purposely, because it's just like, I don't know. For me, it's just like I get a bunch of random DMs and like sometimes people will just be like, hey, or they'll be like, yo, I want to work with you or whatever. And it's like, for me, that always sounds like, I need you to do something for me. Like you have access to some shit, like let's work. But it's like, essentially, can you put me on? So it's like, I usually ignore messages for a while, and then some people will say certain things where I'm like, all right, let me see what they're talking about. And some people are just persistent as hell. And it's like, I fuck with that so much. I fuck with when I have a conversation with someone and I'm like, yeah, like I'll call you. And they're messaging me like, yo, you're gonna call me? Yo, you're gonna call me? And I'm like, this is the guy. So, there's certain little mannerisms. It's just like people who want it. You know who wants it. And you know who like lives and breathes the shit. Versus like the guy who's just like, fuck, I got work and this and that, I'm tired. Like, I don't know. Like, so.
I know we talked more about the diesel.
That was a harsh cut. I'm sorry. I'm half watching this for for what I don't want to say too much about, but I'm watching this half for the insight, because I really do respect what Shakk is saying, but half, there's a part of me that is thinking of the time when I interview Shakk and how I'm gonna go about it. And that's not a diss to 416, because bro, 416 is killing it. He's been able to do what I haven't been able to do. Let's be fucking real. Sean has been able to do what I haven't been able to do in this time. I took a fucking year off. But I'm making mental notes.
Collective and how you bring people into that collective. And now talking about the artist side, how do you kind of choose who to work with, who to not work with, who you kind of like just let it simmer, come back to it in a couple months?
Okay, so like once again, it's more of like, okay, for me, it's personality first. I don't give a fuck. Like somebody else might be music for, like, I guess I work in a specific way, so this might not work for everybody else. Like for me, when I work with someone, I want to like you as a person first, and I want to like how you are as a person, like you away from me. Because like, yeah, cool, everybody's gonna be on their best behavior around certain people or whatever. But it's like, no, like you as a human being, when you're by yourself, I want to like that person. So it's like, good person first, because I'm no snobs, no like ego, nothing, whatever, like none of that. And then just like, yeah, like hardworking, like I don't care if you have a job, school, whatever, like figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Everybody always does. And just like, yeah, just all the baseline stuff of just like hardworking, good people, good sound, or at least a sound that has potential. And it's like, you need an ear to be able to tell the difference of like someone who you can actually like this person can grow, or like they might be cooked, and someone that listens too. So yeah, that and like whatever, a bunch of other shit, style, whatever. Honestly, top 3 is just like good person, someone who actually listens. Because people love to like ask for advice and then just like do whatever they were doing anyways, which is that's a huge thing. And then yeah, I guess sound. So.
And then this new Instagram page that you recently created, Bandy World.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a collective as well, or are you trying to turn it into a collective? Is it already a collective? What's kind of the vision with that?
I am very interested in this answer because when Vanity first started, okay, I remember. I don't think I'm leaking anything. Like this was a public post. I get a random. I'm in the gym. I'm in LA Fitness, bro, and I get this random call from Shakk Diesel, and I'm not gonna lie, I shit myself. I'm like, what the fuck is Shakk Diesel calling me for? And then he's like, yo, can you create this post, blah 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 blah, for me, Leo, Jake, and Lucas. And that was the original Vanity thing, and then I don't know what the plan was. I called him back because I couldn't, like, I was in the gym, so I got home, called him back. I sat on that phone call for 10 minutes silent, trying to like create a post, and he was like, yo, no, fuck the numbers, got it. And that post did really well. I'm not gonna leave it a lie, like that post did really well. But then there was like silence until like about 6 months ago, and then now I'm starting to see like $sign J involved with it, so I'm very intrigued with what the actual vision for Vanity is, because I think it's got a lot of potential with what it's doing now, but I'm very intrigued into what it was originally, because I feel like it was a clothing brand originally.
Like right now, I guess like I was telling you earlier, like there's not much of an ecosystem in Canada, and there's not there's not cool places for artists to go to like whatever, get an interview off or do a freestyle or whatever the case may be. So I'm like, let me just start something. And like I always have access. So I'm like, I feel like years ago I should have just picked up a camera and like, I don't know, I should have picked up a camera and just like been documenting stuff. So yeah, I was just like, I don't know. I know how these pages work, and we need one down here. So yeah.
And then being based in Toronto.
Okay, so it's just a page. It's an underground page. I mean, like that's what I was expecting, but I feel like I would have had a follow-up question.
How has like the city influenced your opportunities, your drive, and just being you as a manager and
She said, how did being from Toronto affect that?
Yeah.
I guess for me, like going to America and going to Europe and whatever, just like seeing how everybody else operates within the music industry, like we're at a super disadvantage. Yeah. One thing, we're in another country and just nothing in this country music-wise, like nothing at all. So it's like kind of just isolated in this place that like you have to like do double, triple the work to like get noticed. So I just feel like I always just keep that in the back of my mind that like, I don't know, I've made some type of noise being from this funny iceberg place that, you know what I'm saying, people think we're in igloos and shit over here, and it's like I feel like I know like half of the music industry, so I'm like, I just gotta keep going. Like, but I don't know, it just made me hungry. It made me hungry. I got to see the cool rise of Toronto in our early music days, watching Drake and The Weeknd and all these guys come up, and like, yeah, maybe starving. So
that's it.
Yeah.
And then what misconceptions did you have early in your career about the music industry that you kind of learned along the way being in it?
I learned that when you sign to a record label, it doesn't mean that you're just gonna blow up and get famous. That is one thing I absolutely learned. The labels do not do anything for you. It's not that they don't do anything for you, but it's like, okay, the biggest thing is like, the biggest misconception is just like people thinking that like anybody who signs to a record label, like they own them and they're making all the decisions for them, whatever. You literally have entire creative control over your career, especially if you come with your own team. So it's like, yeah, if you have your own manager, your own creative director, your own whatever. So you do what you want. You tell them when you want to drop. You can pick your own cover art, you pick your own marketing plan, whatever you want to do. You can do everything how you want to do it. But it's up to you. So it's like you got to come with stuff. If you leave everything up to them, they're just gonna use their like in-house resources that they use with all their other artists, and it's just ass. So it's like it's you forever. It's you from the start. When you get signed, it's still you, and after that, it's still you. So you got to learn this stuff yourself, for real, for real. I don't think you're gonna get bailed out by signing a deal. Like it literally just gets harder. The work gets way harder, and there's more paperwork, and there's more like, I don't know, to drop a song, it's just way more things you have to do. It's way more formal. So, yeah.
Being in this music industry for a while now, how do you kind of deal with like setbacks and when certain projects kind of fall through? Because I feel like everyone who's ever been in this music industry has experienced that.
Yeah.
So what would be your kind of advice for people who, you know, things may not be going their way right now? How to kind of push through it and like just keep going?
Like,
I really liked these questions from 416 from Sean. I don't know why I keep like, but like at the same like, I wish there was like that secondary question. It just feels a little like he's got these questions ready, which I think every interviewer has, right? It's what you start with. You have the game plan. It's the conversational aspect I think is lacking here.
I guess for me at this point, you don't ever look at anything, like, you don't never dwell on anything until you get paperwork. And even then, you know what I'm saying? You just scoot it to the side until you have like a date, until you have like a solid date or whatever. But it's like, I don't know, you just keep moving. That one, anything you do is not going to be the tell-all BR. It's not going to be the end game. It's not going to make you rich. Even if you get that one Drake placement, it's like you still need another 100 placements to just live your life and whatever. So it's like, yeah, just keep going.
For you personally, do you ever like take it back and reflect on what have you achieved over the years, or do you like just get back into it and keep pushing for the next thing?
I try to sometimes because, I don't know, sometimes you just be sitting there feeling like, what the hell am I doing? Like, what am I doing? Like, I could be doing so much more. You feel like you ain't done shit. You feel like you've fallen off. You feel like this and that. You feel like you're wasting your time, or like you're not doing enough with your time. Like, I don't know. It's like, as a creative, you're gonna go through those emotions a lot, but it's like,
I was gonna segue into this as well. How do you kind of handle when like your motivation is really low in this thing, being in this music industry? It's the same thing.
After a while, you'll start like recognizing it. Like, oh shit, I'm sleeping in more and I'm tired and I don't want to do anything. And it's just like, I don't know, it's all mental. You just got to be delusional and just recognize what's going on and figure out what you got to do to just get back up. I don't know, play video games for a day or something, or just take a break. But I don't know, you just got to, it's just a routine. It's just ups and downs, and you know when the downs are coming, and you just, you know what I'm saying, take a little break. But you just got to keep going.
What radio games you playing?
What am I, rate?
Okay.
So
I don't give a fuck about what games he's playing. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. How do you define success?
All right. I like that question. So it's case to case basis. I know rappers that make $2,000 a month and they're like, this is lit. Like, I just upload songs on the internet that take me however many minutes to make, and I'm paying my rent. This is amazing. There's some people that make $100K, whatever, a year or whatever it is, and they're like, I don't know. It's like, depends what each person is cool with. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you want to shoot for the stars and you feel like you're getting closer to the stars or whatever, then yeah, you know what I'm saying, that's success or whatever. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's a person to person goal, but I guess for me personally, I feel like it's when I can do whatever the hell I want to do. Like, I feel like I'm successful when I can just start peeling out cheese on my pocket and just like helping anybody I feel like, yeah, bro, this kid's nice. I'm gonna buy him a whole setup or whatever, buy someone a house, pay for someone's rent. that type of stuff. That's like the end goal for me, to just be able to just give away as much as possible.
That. And then, when choosing which artists to kind of invest your time in, managing, or even like just kind of like presenting them to labels and stuff like that, and introducing them, what's your kind of decision making process look like for that as well? Like, do you look at certain algorithms as well, like the reach, engagement on Instagram, or even how many monthly listeners they got on Spotify?
Yeah, so there's two different ones. Sometimes, depending on how talented someone is, if someone just has like some undeniable music, I don't give a fuck how much listeners or whatever they have, I'll bring them straight to whoever I need to bring them to. Because I'm like, just listen to this. I don't want no deal, I don't want nothing, just listen. You're aware, boom, all right, watch this. And then there's some people that have pretty decent numbers, and like, I don't know, some labels just aren't aware because they're not like super trending or anything. They just be like low key doing their thing. Man, bring them to the label's attention. They're like, yeah, I would sign this. So it's like, depends. Yeah, they got to be ready and like, see, but I don't know, that part, that's kind of tricky because 9 times out of 10, if a label if you're ready, like if an artist is buzzing and they're ready to sign, then a label's gonna reach out to them. They're not gonna need me. Their phone will be like blown. So I don't know. They gotta be super talented. They gotta have a song or something that's like undeniable.
Let me see what are the last 2 sections. Sharing upcoming advice on the decision-making process, upcoming advice on the future of Bandy World and long-term success. All right, let's just...
Looking ahead, where do you hope to take Bandy World in the next 3 to 5 years?
Like a major, like a media stop, like when people do press runs and stuff, like there's no press run spot in Canada, like, or at least not for no underground, not for no mainstream artists or whatever. Like I just want a spot where when people come to Toronto, or even if you're from Toronto, yeah, here's a page that has a lot going on and we can shed light on the right people. So just, having that reach to be able to actually help and break an artist. So
real shit. I mean, that's very similar to what I'm trying to do here. But there's a lot, there's enough, like, everyone has their own mountain. There's enough space for the most of us. Like, I think it's me, okay, egotistically, okay, will exclude me. It's Vanity World, it's DMTV, it's fuck the numbers, and then it's me. I'm probably 4th in that list, but I'm there, and I that's where I want to be.